Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of Inside the Torn Apart, the 7th studio album by the band Napalm Death. Today we're celebrating the 25th anniversary, so I've decided to go back to this album and check if it's still great after all those years. As you can see here, the professional ratings were divided. Some thought it was great, others thought it sucked. I am not going to rate the Digipack bonus tracks because there's an EP called Breathe to Breathe, which has 4 songs that were recorded during sessions for this album, so I will rate that stuff for the anniversary of the EP. Here's the lineup that took part in the recording. I think this was the best Napalm Death lineup. We've got Barney, Shane, Mitch, Jesse and Danny. Classic stuff. Let's begin the review. The production is tight, everything sounds crisp and audible. I love the bass sound, the drumming, the vocals, everything is mixed perfectly. I enjoy this type of production. The message is diverse, the songs are mostly about society and personal struggles. Also, I should have mentioned at the beginning that I've been listening to Napalm Death since I was born because my siblings love this band, especially the first 2 or 3 albums. I am not that much into it, I prefer the holy trinity of hated albums, so the previous one, this one and the next one, the experimental phase of this band. The pronunciation depends on where you're from. Here in this country we say Napalm Death, but in America I'm sure they say Napalm Death. I've also wrote down who wrote which song, because it's always interesting to know. The structure of the songs is pretty basic, nothing out of the ordinary. Let's rate the individual tracks. The album's opener, Breathe to Breathe, written by Shane. It tells us that this album is not going to be death metal oriented, but more groove metal, nu metal, hardcore punk based. It really sounds like that. I enjoy this song a lot. 8 out of 10. The next song, Birth in Regress, was written by Mitch. I think this dude was the most stoked to write more nu metal, groove metal oriented songs because his songs are the most new tracks on the record. This is my favorite song on this album. I love everything about it. The vocals, the instrumental work, everyone plays flawlessly here. I even enjoy the vocals. They're mostly good, but here they're great. Barney sounds like a Burton C. Bell from Fear Factory. He always reminds me him on this record. 11 out of 10. Another Shane song, Section. It starts kinda death metal-y, but then it changes with riffs reminding me of the old school Deftones. Birth in Regress also had those Deftones corny riffs, which I really enjoy. They create an interesting atmosphere and I dig that kind of stuff. So yeah, 8 out of 10. Now the first Jesse song, Reflect on Conflict. You can hear that it's a Jesse song because it's more death metal-ish, grindcore-ish than the previous ones. I dig it. It's not the best song, but it's also not the worst one. Everything is executed here well. 7 out of 10. I can say the same thing about Down in the Zero, another Shane song. This one reminds me the most of Fear Factory. The beginning especially, the riffs sound like from The Manufacturer. Then the song changes, it evolves. Yeah, it's a good song. Another 7 out of 10. Inside the Torn Apart. I think this is the weakest Shane song on the record because the instrumental work is not on the same level as the vocals. The vocals are actually great here. They remind me kinda of Gojira, you know, this type of shouting, not the growling. So yeah, this song is being weighed down by the instrumental work. If the instruments were better, then I would give it a bigger score. So it's just a 7 out of 10. Next is another Mitch's song, If Symptoms Persist. I love this track, it reminds me of Korn. Amazing atmosphere, heavy riffs, everything is executed perfectly here. 10 out of 10. Prelude or Prelude is another Jesse song. I am surprised by this song because at the end Jesse starts showcasing some nu metal vibes here, which is weird because he's the most heavy guy on this record, his songs are the most punchy. So I was surprised to hear that this song changed from a raging banger to some call me stuff at the end. It's a good song, 7 out of 10. Indisposed is another Mitch song, and I was actually disappointed by this one. It's very good when it comes to the instruments, but the vocals need some work. I think that how Barney is going through the track vocally doesn't match the intensity of the song. If he would write better vocal lines, then I'm sure it would sound 10 times better, but it doesn't, so it's just a decent song. I am going to replay it, it's not bad. I enjoyed the instrumental work, but the vocals just bring it down. 6 out of 10. And I think that Purist Realist, a song by Jesse, has the same problem. The vocals just don't match the intensity of the instrumental work, which here is even better than the previous song. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Then we have Low Point, the last Shane song on the record. This one sounds the most like the old school Napalm Death stuff. It even has the blast beats. It's the first song that has blast beats on this record. It's intense, it's powerful, it has that hardcore punk vibe as well. 8 out of 10. The final song, written by Mitch, The Lifeless Alarm. I love nu metal and groove metal, but here I think they went a little bit too far. Not every nu metal song is good. This one is very repetitive. The instrumental is stale, it starts to annoy me after a while. The vocals are not that good, to be honest. I think it's an average song. I guess they chose it to end the record because it's the most calm and experimental. But being experimental doesn't always mean that you're going to sound good. So let's get back to the record. The consistency is stable, almost all of the songs are great or masterpieces. The only exception is the final one. Flow is fitting. While you're listening to the album, you're not going to get bored. Replayability, hell yeah, it's a good album. I am not going to give it a great score because The Lifeless Alarm and Indisposed drag it down. I'm also interested how the B-side sounds, so in November you're going to see the review of Breathe to Breathe EP. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share your opinion about this record. Maybe you were there when it was released and you've hated it, or maybe you've enjoyed it. I would love to hear from you. Again, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!